Hi, you guys requested that I give my take on idol rappers who diss other personalities or celebrities, and I decided not to do it because it's no big deal. Dissing is part of rap as a genre. I think people are just shocked when idols do it because that's not what an idol is known for. BTS, who started as an idol, but I don't consider them to be K-pop idols anymore, as you know, I think they have been able to get away with it because they deal with larger issues. So they don't really pinpoint or name people because they don't have to. The things that they talk about is of larger significance. Og is a perfect example. They talk about rage or anger, how people have misused it and abused it so that it's not a powerful emotion anymore. Anger has been a catalyst for change. For example, when a country becomes so fed up with their leaders, they can start a revolution and overthrow their government and start something better. But for us, especially nowadays, we have fake outrage. We have used it to blackmail people to get our way, to force them to do the things that we want them to do and exercise our moral superiority or just get what we want. And in Og, that's what BTS has been able to do. They laid it out how people are using anger just because they want to feed their need to be angry. Instead of using and porting that emotion towards something productive, they're just using it to hate on idols like BTS. Okay, so let others, K-pop rappers do whatever they want to do. Let's talk about something substantial like Og. Let's get on with the video. The Korean title of this song is pronounced as O or Og, and the title itself is a word play. In English, this is often used as an expression of frustration or suppressed anger. Ugh. But in Korean, it's a very specific form of anger. Og is a verb, the act of getting angry quickly, like 0 to 100 in a split second. But take note, it is not someone who easily gets angry. It refers to the action, like something happened that made you instantly angry, like there's a surge of anger towards your body. There is no English word for this, barely any descriptive phrase to capture it. It's just the surge of rage, and you try, and most of the time fail, to actually suppress it. Imagine clenching your jaw or holding your breath, tensing up like you're trying not to explode. The interesting thing is that this is far more common than we think. Especially nowadays, there are people who are in constant state of you can see them on social media or even traditional media or just walking around. They're in a constant state of being angry. They're always offended, perpetually angry, like nothing good is happening in their life. In this video, I will call it anger just because there really is no appropriate English word for it. But remember what the word actually means because it's going to play a huge part as we dig deeper into the meaning of ug. Suga opens it, heating up. Again, that spark is burning up. Before it touches the fuel, they swallow it up. Probably will get swept away. Yeah. In Korean, spark is bolshi, which sounds like bullshit in English. And this is more likely intentional because they've actually used it in Cypher 1. So the first line means bullshit is on fire and there's a lot of bullshit going around. The second line pulls the word spark back into its original meaning, literally a spark. Before that spark touches the fuel, meaning before anything is discussed or investigated, people swallow it up. People believe it. They believe the lie without even verifying it. And the third line refers to people who will most likely just believe the popular narrative without thinking about it or verifying it. Also note that they repeatedly use the word yeah, which can actually be a street way of saying yes in English, yeah. But in Korea, it may be used to mean okay or I agree, yeah. In the next line, today the player enters the scene, grabbing their chance, yeah, they take the bait, and then this actually refers to a cliche element in a soap opera or an old movie where a character so full of himself, overinflated ego with a false sense of importance enters like they're the most important character and can destroy everyone with a flick of a finger. They feel like whatever they say is actually important, that they're actually good at what they do. They feel like whatever they say affects other people and that their opinions or needs are actually important. In the next line, Suga uses a sound effect, dung dung dung. Someone becomes the village drums, again, dung dung dung. And then he shifts to another sound effect like tak tak tak, or like a gentle knock, like they're nudging you without any reason. Gentle knock. If you do not respond, then they just bury you. Okay, the village drum is actually a literal drum in old Korean villages, which anyone can hit for whatever reason they feel like. And it's a metaphor for a person in a group or a place or a village or in an office that anyone feels comfortable bullying. So this is the person that people likes pushing around. And it's kind of like BTS in the industry. They are constantly bullied, bad-mouthed, and people think it's okay because they're already popular. The sound effect that Suga used next, the light knock, actually refers to when someone playfully or lightly nudges you. It doesn't really hurt, but it can be irritating if they just keep on doing it. Now, if you react, then you become the bad person because it doesn't really help. The person was just teasing you. But then if you do not react, then they'll just keep on doing it until they beat you up. Next lines, the truth becomes a lie, and the lie can also become the truth. Here, everyone becomes the bastion of morality, and that their judgment is always right. Hilarious. And this refers to how people can twist the narrative. They just spin it so that the ridiculous lies become believable and the truths become unbelievable. Then comes RM's verse. Fury, of course, that's needed. There's a reason why it blows up. In a way, that's our history, and sometimes it changes the world. RM is saying that anger is sometimes needed. Yes, in fact, anger has changed the world. It has changed things. Look at actual revolutions. When people get so fed up, they overthrow their corrupt government. People sometimes get so fed up with their bully, they fight back. So yes, anger has a place. But this is not fury, but human excrement. Do you know what fury is? Pretending to be furious can actually kill real fury. People can become so sick of it. In fact, it's not just me you're killing. Here, RM does a wordplay again. Fury in Korean is bunno, and human excrement is bunyo. He then proceeds to say that if you become angry or you fear-monger at something that isn't worth being angry about, then when time comes for people to have to be angry at something, it doesn't mean anything anymore. It doesn't hold the same weight anymore. And in the last two lines, he played with his thoughts. When he said that people become so sick of it that it's not just me you're killing, he's practically saying that people, when they become so sick, they die. So it is not just him that's getting affected with what they are doing, but other people too. We're used to stepping on shit anyway. Those people who have become so used to it, shit and indifference, you guys are a team. The line "we're used to stepping on shit anyway" actually refers to an old adage, which implies that when you step on shit, there's no use to being angry over it. You just need to do something about it. Like BTS is used to having these useless people around them or having to go through challenges they really have no control over. It doesn't do them any good to be angry over them. They just need to do something about it and move on. They rise above the challenges. RM is implying that BTS has risen above it. They don't get hung up on these things. Instead, they look for a solution. In the chorus, they say, I'm angry, angry, I'm angry, I'm angry, I'm furious at this malicious fury. They say, I'm furious at the fury that had to be put out. It's actually poetic justice when someone gets a taste of their own medicine. So if people are getting angry at them, when they're not even doing anything to them, then they're just going to be just as angry to make them feel what BTS feels. It's like, I will yell at you as loud as you yell at me, and let's see how that makes you feel. The second part of the chorus, the last line when they say just be angry until you break, it's actually also a little bit indifferent when they're saying, okay, fine, you just go be angry, it's not my cross to bear, go be angry until you destroy your own life, until your own anger eats you up. So this is them being unbothered. In J Hope's verse, he says, this world is ruled by anger. Everyone needs anger in order to live, to be angry again and again and again. There seems to be thousands of reasons for people to be angry. Some people have actual reasons to be angry, but some, they're just being malicious. He actually talks about how the world is ruled by anger. It's an interesting take because we often hear the world being ruled by power or money or even love. But J Hope seems to have taken a better look at the society nowadays because he is spot on. Anger in the context of the song, remember what it means here, being perpetually angry, being in a perpetual state of suppressed anger, being offended at everything. J Hope is saying that the world is being controlled by this emotion. We have to constantly aim to not anger people, to not offend people, to not do anything that would make them feel bad. Anger has become a weapon, but it's not towards substantial change. It is now used to blackmail people into submission. And then further down, Suga says, so what about being cursed a little bit? You earn good money, so why are you whining? You should be willing to put up with at least that much. Ahem. This is a Suga's verse, and what he's actually talking about is very common in Korean culture. They think that celebrities should just take the criticism because they are popular and have more privileges than other people. So they just have to take those punches, those insults, because they're popular anyway. They feel like, well, it's a lifestyle, so take the good with the bad. In other words, they don't see celebrities as human beings, but, well, as idols who now has less rights because they have more money and fame. In other words, fans feel entitled. Now, further down, J-Hope also did some wordplay. He said, ahem, ahem, if you got me to do that, I'd be able to put up with all of it. You guys, ahem. J-Hope actually made ahem, which is the sound of someone clearing their throat, as ahem. But then somewhere there, he actually said behem. If you put be and hem together, it kind of sounds like bam, an expression to imply impact or explosion. It takes a lot to get me angry. That's why I never really thought of anger in this way. But count on BTS to just put things in perspective. Now I realize that anger is an important emotion. It is a catalyst for a lot of good changes. But because people have misused it and abused it, especially the last several years, it has lost its importance. It isn't as powerful as it used to be. And I hope that we can respect the emotion. It's so odd to put it this way, but I BTS is right. It is, we need to make sure that we are getting angry over the right reasons. Um, I will continue digging deeper into the lyrics and music of BTS. There's so much to talk about, and I if there's any song you want me to examine, or any topic you want me to talk about, let me know in the comment section. Also, someone requested that I go back into the Bangtan universe, or the most beautiful moment in life narrative leading up to the anniversary. So I will do it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification button. And of course, share the video if you can. Also, if you can follow me on X and join me in my Patreon community if you're looking for a place where you can express your unpopular opinion without getting hated or ask critical questions. For as long as you do so respectfully, you are welcome. We do have a free tier just in case you want to try things out first. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for staying. I appreciate you all.